In this video, I will be going over all of the lessons I've learned from my first week of trading in March 2026. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jeremiah and I'm a small cap day trader. Before we jump into my trades, I want to just say a few things that I've noticed with all of my red days and all of my green days, all of my red trades and all my green trades. The first thing is that a lot of my red days started with me FOMOing into stocks. I think that was an underlying theme in most of my red days and most of my red trades as well. I would see a stock popping up. There would be multiple setups that I could have taken, namely the micro pullback. And I didn't take those setups, but once it started to pull away, I would end up FOMOing in and getting in too high, and then all of a sudden I get caught in a flush, and it's a big loss. If I can remove that completely, then I think I'll be in a much better place moving into next week and the following weeks. On the flip side, what has been working really well for me is the micro pullback. So buying the dip right before the push higher. So I like to call it a dip and rip because it dips a little bit and rips. But either way, whatever, however you want to say it, that's been working really well for me. And if I do more of that and less of the FOMOing in, of course, my trading is going to get better. Um, And even though I was aware of it this week, I think having a weekend to sit on it and reflect will definitely help me a little bit more because even knowing it during this week, I still fell into the trap. But I think knowing it now and having time to reflect on it will help me. So without further ado, let's jump right into my trades. So the first trade we're going to review is on BATL. I've already done this in my previous recap for Monday, which was a small red day. But you guys will see right here where there's a dip and then a rip, small pop, I get in and get out and take some profit. And so here's my next trade on BATL the same day, just shortly after. You guys can see no real entry there. I just kind of jumped in as it was moving higher. It's not even near a $0.50, not near a whole dollar. Um, I jump in and flush. So that's exactly what I was talking about. And you guys can see right here, pop up and then strong rejection. And it continues to go lower and lower and lower. Thankfully, it was a smaller share size and it's only a $2.50 red day. I'm grateful for that. But when I sized up, it backfired. So yet again here on B or NPT, I FOMO in. We got to keep account for how many times I FOMO in too high. So we can look at the bid here and see that there's obviously an imbalance to the selling side. So it pops up here. I missed that pop. 10-second setup right there. I get in literally at the high. Well, 9 cents off of it, but I FOMO in. Then I try to buy the dip here as it curls back up. I don't even buy the dip. I buy the dip once it bounces. Once the dip proves that it was working down here. So once again, I buy at the top of that bounce right there. Look, you can see on the 10-second, I bought at the top of that. So right off the bat, on 10 shares, I'm down $1.60. So I thought I had sized up this day, but apparently I did not. I was actually only on 10 shares, which is actually crazy how much I lost. So we're going to see this next trade here. Really no entry. Seriously no entry. This is just revenge trading now. But it all started with FOMOing in too high. And that gets me in an emotional state. So would I have taken this trade if I hadn't lost on that emotional trade I took or FOMO trade? I don't know. I don't think so. So it starts to pop again here, going for first candle to make a new high, and then once again, I think I take another loser on this. We have this huge topping shooting star actually, red shooting star here. This is also not a good entry. It really isn't. Hasn't really proved anything. Um, and I'm just jumping in. Spreads are huge as well, 50-cent spreads. and now I'm down $25 on 10 shares. So another trade I took here, I really don't know what the entry was. It was just that it was moving higher and I was hoping to get a lucky trade. That's really it. But we can see how this all stemmed from the original trade where I lost because I FOMO'd in. And now just from there was revenge trading, and it's just a negative spiral. And now I'm holding it because I'm like, there's no way, like, for this, I don't know, was this a fourth time in a row? Like I've just taken an L. But another lesson I learned is that the market doesn't care. This is an obvious thing, known fact, but the market doesn't care. Doesn't care if you just lost 3 times in a row. He's not gonna. Doesn't mean you're gonna win the next one, you know, regardless of how high your accuracy is. It doesn't care. And so holding is not the right thing to do. If you took a trade that's bad, get rid of it, sell it. And so I really spiraled here. Obviously, $3. I mean, every time you're bailing out, the spreads are nearly $1. So just the spread right alone right here, that's what, 80 cents? More, even more than that. Crazy. But it was not something I was paying attention to in this state of mind here, of course. All right, so I think I take another trade here. Getting in for the break over this previous 1 minute pivot here. You can see my mouse shaking because I'm like tapping my foot. And then once again, I get caught in a red shooting star. Dude, I don't think you just understand how frustrating this was. Don't revenge trade. If you take a bad loss, I really got to get to know myself better. But I think looking back on this, like I totally could have recognized that I shouldn't have been trading after that first trade. The first trade was a FOMO trade. The best thing to do, which I did the day after this, is I had a red day, but I walked away after the first trade. It was a terrible trade. I FOMO'd it again, but I walked away. And this was all the trades I took on stream. I took like 2 more after and lost another $7 or $6. But anyways, FOMO leads to frustration, or FOMO leads to losses, and losses leads to frustration, and frustration leads to revenge trading. So you can see how it all kind of snowballs. Okay, so this is another trade I took. This is the other red day. Is this the last? I think this is the last red day of the week, so it's already 3 in a row. I was going for the break through the high of day after first candle to make a new high, and then I'm just getting in too high. Simply put, I'm getting in too high, and I'm just holding this one because once again I'm feeling like there's no way I've been wrong this many times. I get in on the one red candle this stock has so far on the 1 minute, and I just can't believe I can't believe it. Seriously, I couldn't believe it, and it just keeps dropping lower. The market does not care. Okay, so here are our lessons so far. The market doesn't care how many times you've been right. It doesn't care about your accuracy. And it will do whatever it's done before, it'll do it again. It doesn't care. You holding is not going to serve you well. The other lesson, if there's anything I'm going to try to do going into the next week and the following weeks and for the rest of my trading career, is try not to FOMO in. Like actively trying not to FOMO in. I'm just going to be avoiding FOMOing in as much as I possibly can. If it's pulling away without me, so be it. I missed it, whatever. I will be actively trying to do that. So those are the 2 lessons right now. I lowered my share size after this because I was just like, you know what? I can't just keep losing because I'm FOMOing in or I'm getting in too high. I have to scale back. So this was the Thursday after the 3 red days in a row. Um, I had sized down, and it was a green day. Small, obviously a very small green day. Insignificant, but significant in the way that it shows me if I stick to my rules that there's profit to be made. Um, and it really is just up to me to not FOMO in, not revenge trade, but really just don't start the day off on the wrong note. Don't FOMO in. Don't FOMO in before or after. That's how I gave back the Monday's profit. Um, it was small gains, obviously, but I had a small little trade, and then I FOMO'd in and I lost all of it and more. So don't FOMO in to begin with. Don't FOMO in at the end, and I think I'll be all right. So this was a small green day. The next day I only took like one trade. It was more or less a break even for like 10 cents. Um, but today what worked well on this trade, I think it was MTEC or MTEK. I took a micro pullback. That worked well as it usually did. I did FOMO in, and I got lucky that I came out green. I'll say that. I got lucky. But the one time that it worked, FOMO in, does not cover the times that it doesn't work. Um, so those are all the lessons from this week of trading. So moving into next week, things I'm going to be doing and not doing. Not doing FOMOing in. I will be doing everything in my power to not do that. Try to remind myself and do whatever I can. And focusing in on what's been working. So what's been working is the micro pullback, and there's one other setup I want to talk about, and that is the $half whole dollar entry. That has also had really good accuracy according to my metrics, 100% so far. But it's on different types of $half whole dollar entries. It's like breakthrough, $half whole dollar, holding, $half whole dollar. That's usually on stocks where it's pulling away, and the level 2 is like, there's a lot of volume in, so people are actually paying attention to those levels. Not that they wouldn't on other stocks, but especially on stocks with higher volume. So yeah, focusing on what works, crossing out, not doing what doesn't work, of course, and we'll see. Hopefully, we continue to see improved momentum, like we have been seeing. The market's been starting to heat up. We're seeing more moves, more momentum. I did hear that they are also changing the PDT rule, so hopefully that comes into effect soon, because that will allow for a lot more volume to come in, and therefore more opportunity. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I hope you all are staying disciplined as well. I stream every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys are interested in tuning into that, feel free. I upload my recaps Monday through Friday after every trading session. So feel free to tune into those as well. Um, and if you did enjoy this or find this helpful in any way, hope you guys hit that like button and subscribe button. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.